Hello and welcome back to the FPL Penguin. I'm back with another video for you all. Going to be a lot different this time. It's currently near enough 6 o'clock in the evening while I'm recording this. Everyone's still awake, unlike my last video when I was a bit more quiet. Because everyone was asleep at like 11 o'clock at night. But I'm back with another video for you all. Thank you so much for the positive feedback, all your questions as well, and the subscriptions as well, subscribers. Really do appreciate it. I really hope this channel really does lift off and does well. But thank you for your support, it really does mean a lot. So let's get straight into this video. So, Game Week 25. This video is about the upcoming game week starting tomorrow. Kicking off with Spurs v Newcastle. You said Fulham then. Spurs v Newcastle. Let's talk a bit about Game Week 25. This is my team, as you can see right here. For Game Week 25. If you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you may have seen my team already. But at the moment, I've put in Son for Pogba. Now, the reason for this move is, well, because I wanted to bring Son in. I brought Son in even before he played against Watford in that 2-1 win. And he scored as well on his return. I'm surprised he started. I thought with fatigue, I thought he might be on the bench. I thought the most being on the bench. I'm surprised he started. I thought Lamella would have started instead. He was on the bench. But Poch decided to play Son instead. It paid off. He scored. He's back. And he looks better than ever. So I'm looking forward to this now. I brought him back in. And the reason I used that free transfer to take out Pogba. Now you're probably thinking, why are we taking out Pogba, Penguin? Now the reason for that is, you know, Solskjaer's come out in a press conference and said he's 50-50 to play or start. He could be on the bench, Pogba. It don't look like he's going to start, Pogba. And also, he nearly led me down against Burnley. He scored that penalty to bring them back into the game for United last game week. But I've got a plan to bring Pogba back in soon. And it's to do with Hazard as well. If Hazard blanks again for Chelsea like he did against Bournemouth, that embarrassing 4-0 loss in the last game week. If he blanks again, which I hope he doesn't, because I'm putting my faith in him for this. He's got to do something against Huddersfield at home. He's got to do something. If he doesn't, he's out. He's out of my team. But the reason for getting rid of Pogba, I couldn't be sure if he was going to perform, if he was going to play in my team if he's going to play against Leicester. So I didn't really want to risk it. I don't regret taking out Pogba for Son. I don't think... I think he could play. I'm not saying 100% he won't play Pogba against Leicester this game week, but I feel Son has to come in. He has to come in. He's come back with a bang, scoring his first goal since returning to the side after the Asian Cup he was in with South Korea. But honestly, this is the right move. He's got great fixtures ahead of him. And I know Kane's still out and Ali, but I really do feel confident in the next few fixtures with Son that he will pick up the big points. I'm hoping for a brace tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, 12:30. I'm very confident. Probably too confident. I mean, not trying to criticise Newcastle. Newcastle, slowly but they've just signed, I think, is a very good player from the MLS, from Atlanta, the football club. Honestly, he looks a very good player. Well, I'll talk about his players in a minute, like, is it Denis Suarez, his name is, from Arsenal. There's so many exciting players that come to the Prem, come to the different teams. It's looking good, so I'll get to them in a minute. So as you can see, going for Edison the back. Getting these double game week for this game week players. Got Edison, I've got my Bernardo Silva. I'm still putting faith in him. I can't afford Sane. I just can't, and I don't want to get any deducted points, etc. We've got Aguero, Pumas captain. It's worth it. He looks deadly. He looks just like that deadly clinical striker, and you've got to take advantage with that. Put him as captain against Arsenal home and Everton away. So it's going to be very interesting how this goes. I've kept Digne I want to keep him throughout his suspension, how long it is. I just don't see any point taking him out. As I've said, I answered someone's question. You got Salah, you got Hazard, you got Son, got Rashford. That's my only United asset I've got on my team. I like the young lad Bednarek. He's very cheap. He's 4.0, isn't he? 4.0 from Southampton. It's 3.9 when I got him. Very, very cheap. Starting games, he looks very good. He looks good. We've got Bennett in there as well, and Wan-Bissaka. He's looking good. He could do assists against Fulham. He could do something. But let's talk about these new players that have come to the Prem. I want to talk about one in particular, Batshuayi. Now, the former Chelsea, well, still Chelsea player. I think he's on loan. I don't know how it's worked out, if it's a permanent or loan move to Palace. But either way, he is going to rocket at Palace. I just know it. I'm such a huge fan of him. He's had loan stints at Dortmund and Valencia. Belgian international, still very young, and he is hungry for it. He is so underrated. And Chelsea, if they did get rid of, if it's just a loan move, but if they did get rid of him, they're going to regret this, because he, in my opinion, he's much better than Giroud. He's much better than Morata, and I think he's much better than Higuain. Did Higuain do anything against Bournemouth? I know it was his first game, and you know what can you expect for the first game, but should be really doing so. I don't know. I didn't probably look at his stats. You let me know how he did down below. Did he do all right? If you're a Chelsea fan, if you watch the game. But honestly, Batshuayi is so underrated. He is so deadly, and when he plays, he really is. And I think he'll do very, very well at Palace. I really do think that. Now, Zaha is suspended. He's got a red card. He won't be playing for Palace. I can't remember if it was 2 yellows. I think it was 2 yellows, wasn't it? Yeah, he got 2 yellow cards against Southampton, I think. So it's only 1 game. But be interesting how he gets on tomorrow against, if it's tomorrow, I think, against Fulham. This is going to be a very interesting, because I really want to bring him in. I think he's 6.5. 6.5. That's a very good price for him, that. Very good price, because I thought it'd be about 7.5 I was predicting, but 6.5's a very, very good price tag from him on FPL. So I am thinking about bringing him in. Well, just give him next 2 games. I think he's got Man United at home probably in 2 or 3 weeks' time, so we'll think about it around about then. See how he does against Fulham tomorrow on his debut. If he does start, if he does play, I think he will play, but it depends if he starts or not. Which I think he will. So see how he does. So many other players talk about Denis Suarez as well. I think was it Villarreal or Valencia he played for? I know he played for Barcelona, that's his last club. I think it was a loan move to Arsenal, but I remember him, I think it's got to be Villarreal. It's got to be Villarreal. Was it Villarreal? My knowledge on the Spanish league is not as good as it is I am on the Premier League, obviously English leagues. But I think he's a centre mid. I think, depending on how Arsenal play, if Arsenal play like a kind of like a 4-2-3-1. So it depends if they're gonna have him in that deeper role. I don't know. I wouldn't risk going in for him. It's not going to put you many points up, depending on how Arsenal do their line up and stuff, how they line up. Other players, there's that guy that gone to Leicester, the former Anderlecht player. I'm from Monaco, loan from Monaco, so see how he does as well. Newcastle United have got Wolves, Huddersfield and Burnley after the game week against Spurs, which is tomorrow. So depends how the new guy, the guy from Atlanta I mentioned earlier in the video, I see how he does. I do like him. He looks very exciting, very talented. So we'll see how he does. But I tell you something, I bet Newcastle fans are like, bloody hell, Ashley splashed the cash here. Bloody hell, you know, the owner of Newcastle. I'm surprised and all. You know what I mean? God, you know, I tell you something. I really do. This is going to be a fantastic signing for Newcastle. Rafa's really got himself a really good player here who's going to really shine at Newcastle. I tell you, He's like a cam, like a centre attacking midfielder, winger sort of player. And this what they need. They were lacking something like that. They were lacking that threat, and this guy here will help them a lot. I know. Depends will he start against Spurs tomorrow. I don't know. Will he play? I don't know. But definitely look out for the games afterwards. The Wolves, Huddersfield, and Burnley. Is it Burnley? Did I say? Look out for them. The three after the Spurs game, and see how he does then. So it should be very, very interesting. It's that time again where I pick the 4 or 5, how many players to look out for Game Week 25. Let's get straight into it. Here are my picks for Game Week 25. I'd say Son definitely returned with a goal. He'll be starting again. He looks more hungry than ever for more goals, and I'm going to say look out for Son as one of them. Burnley v Southampton. Now you could think, can Danny Ings score against his former club? The club he left to join Liverpool. He could, but I tell you, 2 in particular you should definitely look out for in this fixture. Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood. Look like a deadly partnership for Burnley. Can be hit and miss sometimes, but worth looking into. Crystal Palace v Fulham. Batshuayi. Why not? I know it's kind of a risk. You could rush into it. I don't know. But depends if he starts. But one to look out for, Batshuayi. He is hungry for it. He is hungry for goals. Definitely think about him as well. Also in that game, look out for Mitrovic. Is he getting his old form back where he was kind of good early in the season? I think so too. He scored a brace against Brighton, who were meant to have a very good defence. They were 2-0 up in the last against Fulham away from home in Game Week 24. They messed it up. It was a 4-2 win for Fulham. Mitro with 2 of the goals. Look out for him as well. I'd definitely watch out for Josh King. 2 goals. And did he do an assist as well? I need to look at that again. But look out for him against Chelsea in that 4-0 win, and that thrashing. They thrashed Chelsea 4-0. Another one, the last one to look out for. Double game week. Everton v Wolves. Everton versus Manchester City. Look out for Richarlison. Now, as I said in the past, I like the guy in real life, but on FPL I've been a bit put off. But do consider him. He seems to be getting back into form a bit now. Do consider him. 2 home fixtures. Both are home. They're not going to be easy, but do think about Richarlison. Thank you so much for watching my Game Week 25 video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give a thumbs up if you did. Please share, please subscribe. We do appreciate it. And I hope your week, your game week, this game week coming is very, very good for you. I hope it's all green arrows going up, and I hope it's better than last week. I tell you, mine was terrible last game. A lot of other people probably agree with me. Theirs was probably terrible. A lot of people. It was a terrible game week for a lot of people. What I found out. Once again, I hope this game week's better for me, and I hope it's better for you. And as guys, if you've got any questions as well, please leave them down below in the comments. Once again, I shall answer them straight away this evening, and I shall see you guys next video.